Hello everyone, my name is Quang Loc Ho and today I will present my topic is biogenic amide forming in the fish and some method for preventing biogenic amide in the food spoilage. This is the overview of my presentation. It includes three main parts, and the purpose of my presentation is understand the mechanism of a biogenic amide formation in the fish, introduce some biases that are useful and harmful for the fish industry, and the last one is applying some method for controlling and preventing biogenic amide. This as we know, the fish and some fishery products are the ones of the essential nutritional resource for the human because of it is rich of the protein content, and it also lead to the best environment for the microbial can be growth and cause the pathogenic, and this is also the main reason for the fish poison, and it will release some harmful compounds such as the biogenic amides, organic acids, and alcohols. And what is a biogenic amides? Biogenic amides are the active nitrogen compound with a low molecular weight, and it can be formed during the carboxylation of the amino acids in the fish muscles. And the figure will describe so detail about how to form the biogenic amide from the amino acids. And there are the many biogenic amide can be from protein, but in the fish, we just focus on the four main important amides. They are the histamine, putrescine, phenylethyamides, and cadaverins. And I will talk a little bit about some type of the toxicity of the biogenic amides. The most important is the histamine poisoning because the important biogenic amide in the fish is the histamine, and combined with the other biogenic amides such as cadaverin and putrescine, it will cause the histamine poisoning. Yes, and there are many different species or strain of bacteria can be lead to the histamine poisoning. And the other type of the toxicity of the biogenic amide is tyramine toxicity, but in the fish industry, it's not really occur. Therefore, I not talk more about it in my presentation. And this is the second part of my presentation. I will talk about some microorganisms in the fish. I divide into the two groups. One group is the biogenic forming bacteria. It includes some microbes can be lead to the biogenic amide formation and histamine formation. The second group is some biogenic degrading bacteria. It's the by contact with the biogenic forming bacteria. It is some bacteria have this useful because of they contribute their oxidative deamination reaction to reduce the biogenic amides. And now I will talk about M. morganis is the ones of popular biogenic forming bacteria in the fish or in the tunas. It releases the high decarboxylate activity approximate over the 300 milligram histamine per 1 gram after the 18 hours incubation. And this is some other characteristics, some detailed characteristic of the M. morganis. And the final product of the biogenic amide formation of the morganis is the histamine formation. As you can see, the histamine level reached the highest at the 25 Celsius degree over the 5000 ppm. And for the temperatures, I think the optimum temperature for the morgany broth is from 25 to 30, 37 Celsius degrees. It have grow very quickly in this temperature scale. Beside the histamine, the morphine also release the progestin, cadaverine, and friendly anti-amides. By contrast with the biogenic bacteria, I will introduce you the two species family of the Bacillus and Staphylococcus. They are the biogenic degrading bacteria in the fish and fishery products. As you can see, this is some maturity species of the Bacillus and Staphylococcus have the good effect to preventing the biogenic amide formation. And as you can see for these figures, the percentage of the three main biogenic amide histamine, progestin, and cadaverine has also preventing when we selecting these bacteria. However, there are some external factors that can be affect to the efficient degradation of the bacteria. It includes temperature, salt concentration, and pH. For the temperatures, these bacteria can be survived from the 30 Celsius degree to under 50 Celsius degrees. The salt concentration from the 5% to 10% is the best optimum environment, and the pH is from the 6 to 8. And this is some disadvantage of the biogenic degradation bacteria because it's difficult to selecting one species that can be reduced completely histamine and other biogenic amides, because when you choose one species, it will also release at least one biogenic amide. Therefore, we need to combine with the other method to controlling and safety for the biogenic amide formation. For the method of the preventing biogenic amides, I will divide into the two groups. And first group is this have a coexisting method. In this method, we apply the temperature as an important factor to preventing microbial growth. It also contains the low and high temperatures. In the low temperatures, biogenic amide will be decreased by chilling method, because some bacteria forming biogenic amide such as M. morgandis very strictly control and inhibit in the chilly condition. And for the high temperature conditions, some thermal treatment can be applied to extending the long life of the fish product, and it also kill the directly bacteria species in the fish who are responsible for the biogenic amide formation. The second type of some method for preventing biogenic amide is the emerging method. By contrast with the existing method, emerging method focus on one more factor such as pressure, atmosphere, and reservation. And in my presentation, I will introduce you the three main method is the hydrostatic pressures, irradiation, and modified atmosphere packaging. For the high hydrostatic pressures, is the one of the more modern preservation method without applying the thermal effects. When you apply this method, it will devastate cell membrane of the microorganism and inactivate some harmful substrates of the microbes. And it's not only reduce some harmful bacteria, it also extend the cell life and retain the fish flavors. As you can see from this table, the result of the reduction of the biogenic amide formation is very effective. And the second method is the irradiation. In this method, it is similar to the hydrostatic ratios is also is in a not thermal method, and it's applying the ways to sterilize bacteria forming sterilize bacteria forming biogenic amides and use the radiolysis of bacteria of the biogenic amides. And as a result, uh, there are significant degradation of the some biogenic amide if we apply the 20 kilo rates. And the yes, and as you can see from the tables, for the vacuum bag macros, we just applied the 1.5 kilo rates, and significant reduction of histamine reduced very effectively. And the higher level of irradiation, the higher reducing of the biogenic amide recourse. And we can apply this method for the other foods such as beef or pork or some fermented food. This also have a effective reducing biogenic amide. And the last method I will introduce is the modified atmosphere packaging. It's the one of the most important method because it's belonging to the final process before in consumption. It's not only take care about the perfect reducing reduction, and it also prevent the recontamination of the microbial growth. And I divide it into the two packages. One is anaerobic packaging. This means there are no any present of the oxygen in package, and with the lack of the oxygen conditions, some bacteria will be inhibited to grow, and biogenic amide decarboxylase will not be occurred. And the second packaging is the active packaging. It means it's combined with the mixing some oxygen and carbon and CO2 to control the air environment inside the package. It means it's suitable for preventing some bacteria that still remaining in the reverse process, and control the decarboxylase during inside. Yes, as you can see, this is some different ratio of the active packagings, and it also have the good results for the reducing the biogenic amides. And this is a summary of my presentations. Biogenic amide is not only used as a indicator for the microbial growth, it also estimates the fitness and degree of the spoil in the fish and fishery product. And manganese species are the ones of the popular bacteria forming the biogenic amide in the food, and its optimum temperature is 25 to 37 Celsius degrees. The third is applying degrading biogenic amide bacteria such as Bacillus and Staphylococcus families is useful, but you need to the high attention to select appropriate species. And the last one is there are many methods for preventing biogenic amide formation during the fish production, but the effective method should be applied is emerging, because in this method many factors of production are managed strictly and reducing biogenic amides effectively. And that is my presentation. Thank you for your listening, and if you had any question, kindly let me know. Thank you.